The Nationals clinched the NL East on the Braves field in 2014 and have dominated Atlanta ever since. 20-6 against their division rivals, including a perfect 12-0 at home. Tonight they go for lucky number 13 with Tanner Roark on the mound and last night's hero in the middle of the lineup. The Nats are off to their best start ever in D.C., and why not get your ticket punched? By the way, happy birthday to Thomas Jefferson, 273 years old today. Wow. Now that's a veteran presence on a ball club. Bob and FP. Last night it was Bryce. Maybe tonight it's Murphy. Who knows? The Nats are on a roll. They're not scoring a lot of runs, but the timely hitting has been good, and Murph's in the middle of the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of times when you go to your first new organization as a player, there's a temptation to try too hard, to show them what a great sign I was in the offseason. Hasn't been the case with Daniel Murphy. The transition's been seamless. You remember the game winner on opening day in Atlanta, the double? That was after a 410-foot home run straightaway center. Then Monday, he goes yard in his white uniform. So 5 multi-hit games in 6 for Daniel Murphy. He's been on fire and been the best hitter in the lineup so far.
Yeah, batting .500, on base percentage is .600. He's slugging almost 1,000. He's been a revelation offensively for the Nats. We knew this guy was good. A lot of doubles, but he's getting home runs as well. The bullpen's been great. Felipe Rivero, the save last night, 3rd of his career. Blake Treinen was great in front of him. Papelbon, Kelly, you name it. They're getting guys out right now, and it makes life a whole lot easier for the starters. Strasburg not feeling great. He'll pitch tomorrow. Tanner Roark gets the call tonight with a great bullpen behind him. Nationals baseball on Matson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Breeze coming in. A little bit different. It's right up the Anacostia tonight from the right field side, so it's cool at the ballpark. The Nats are playing well, 3-1 at home, 2-0 on the road. The big flag's not moving a whole lot. The ones on top of the scoreboard are 58 degrees, not a big time breeze. Kelly Johnson In left field tonight, Jeff Francoeur was there last night. Hector Oliveira was there the night before, and he's been suspended. More on that later. In big news for Atlanta today, they brought up a young infielder, Daniel Castro. But Kelly Johnson had that RBI in the ninth inning that made us just a little to the edge of our seats before Papelbon closed it out. Here's Tanner Roark, FP, looking to turn his season around here.
Yeah, last start was the home opener. On the 7th against the Marlins, took the 6-4 loss. You remember he pitched a couple of innings, sat around for an hour and a half, threw in the cage. So just a weird first start for Tanner Roark, and he'll be way better today.
First pitch at 7:05 and a second fastball runs up and away.
So sit back, relax in the corner tap in Wilmington, Illinois. Tanner Roark coming at you live.
Malik Smith 1 for 7 as a big leaguer. There's the strike that gets the corner. Braves hitting .203 as a team. The only ball club in the league lower. The Mets came into today at 187. They beat the Marlins at home 2-1. Bob Davidson, 30th year in the big leagues, has the plate. Lance Barrett. There's Dale Scott, the crew chief, at second. Dan Isanya at third base. Nats outfield around to the left for the speedy rookie in his first week as a major leaguer. Been a rough week for the Braves in a lot of different ways. Strike 3 call as Roark gets 92, low in the zone for the first out.
Well, you said it, low in the zone. Tanner Roark a little bit strong in his first start, a little bit keyed up in his first start. Gets a strikeout looking with a fastball down the zone. Good start for the right-hander.
Nick Markakis. One career hit against Roark, a home run, but only 1 for 9.
I knew when the planes flew over on the first note of the national anthem, it was going to be a weird home opener. Just
they
with
were
the
early.
Rain,
yeah.
All the different things going on for Dusty Baker's team.
Hey, bottom line is you'll take 3 and 1 no matter how it happens,
yep.
right? Markakis 0 for 3 with a walk last night. One of the reasons the Nats won the ball game. This will come tailing back to Jason Worth for the second out.
Check out the Nats defense tonight. Worth, Taylor Harper, the outfield. Espinosa, Drew left side. Murphy, Robinson right side. And Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Second career start at third base for Stephen Drew. He started 1,074 other places.
Well, guy in the advanced stages of his career, he can still be a good glove anywhere on the infield.
I'll tell you what, his appearance last night got him in the starting lineup tonight. Came in, started a double play, base hit up the middle, scored a run.
And the 1-0. Tanner goes with off speed and misses 2-0 to Freddie Freeman, who's 9 for 22 career against him. Freeman off to an uncharacteristic start, but no numbers mentioned until this AB is over. He is the second most walk batter along with Bryce Harper in the league at 7. 2 on pitch. Looking to go the other way for a single, maybe a double.
Say the numbers. You're not going to jinx it. Seriously, I'll take the blame.
And then you'll kill me if he gets it.
I'll take the blame.
You'll take the blame.
I will.
3 and 2.
I mean, facts are facts. You have nothing to do with Freddie Freeman in the box right now. I've learned that over 5 years. It's the one thing I have learned.
I have a new understanding of the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. 3-2. Pitch up. Freddie Freeman off to the left side. So the Nats start tonight 2.5 up on Miami. Marlins dropped 1, as we said, at Citi Field. Mets broke a 4-game losing streak with their win. 3-2 to Freeman again. Everything away, and he's taking the ball out that way. Shift is on.
Is your stat that he fouls everything off over the third base dugout on Tanner Roark? Is that it?
I'm not budging. This guy becomes more dangerous with every pitch he sees in this ballpark. Mercedes-Benz 8-pitch at bats so far. Tanner peppering the strike zone. And Freeman high in the air to left. Jason Worth actually coming in a bit, then over. And Freddie Freeman is now 2 for 22 on the young season. The Nats are facing 23-year-old Matt Wisler tonight. Michael A. Taylor straight ahead. A clear evening and a little cool at the ballpark. Fans bundled up. You're seeing Taylor and Drew. And last night, Steven came off the bench, got that base hit, scored the first run for the Nats. After he got that base hit, Rendon the walk, Harper the double. So Steven an igniter last night. Good to see him get on the board. 1 for 4 as a Nat. Ryan Zimmerman not in there tonight. Jason Worth expected to get a day off tomorrow. And here's Matt Wisler, 8-8 career, 2-2 in 4 starts against the Nats.
Yeah, pretty much fastball slider. Fastball 61% of the time, slider 30% of the time. He'll mix in occasional curve and occasional change. Last start for Wisler was on the 8th against the Cardinals. He took the no decision in the Braves' 7-4 loss. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits over 6 2/3.
Pitched well in his last start against the Nats. 7 innings at Turner Field last September 29th. A 2-1 Braves win. He only gave up that 1 run. Taylor 1 for 5 career with an RBI against the right-hander. Strike 1. As a rookie, he loved Atlanta pitching. Third baseman Garcia even with the bag. Freddie Freeman creeping in a little bit on the first base side. Counts 1-1. Taylor out to short. Eric Ibar for the first out.
Here's your Braves defense for tonight. Johnson, Smith, Markakis the outfield. Ibar, Garcia left side. Peterson, Freeman right side. And A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate.
Yeah, A.J. had the night off last night against Gio, who was outstanding.
He might be
6 shutout innings.
He might be the guy Tanner avoids tonight.
Yeah, the career numbers are scary, aren't they? Here's Drew 0 for 2 career against Wisler. Just had his 33rd birthday in the middle of March. Target a little bit away, and Wisler misses up and away. Ball 2.
Speaking of bench guys, did you see who the Pirates designated today?
Who'd they DFA?
The Beast, Michael Morse.
Oh. That ball ripped and foul.
Yeah, one of our favorite ex-Nats, and
Yeah.
there's one of our favorite current
He
Nats.
was a good Nat for sure.
He was. Brought a great attitude into that clubhouse. This is a tapper right side. Freeman to Whistler. 2 outs on ground balls. Bryce will step in with a .481 on base percentage to start the season on 6 hits and 7 walks. He's had some interesting matchups with Whistler. 8 career plate appearances, and Whistler has walked Bryce 4 times. There's 1 RBI in there.
So 1,081 the combined on base percentages for Bryce Harper and Daniel Murphy. Murphy's 600.
Maybe a hit. Whistler plays it well, and he gets Bryce Harper. Matt Whistler covering serious ground toward the bag, and then a long throw all the way across his body to get the speeding Harper. That's an 8-pitch first.
Mentioned Stephen Drew, veteran infielder, over 1,100 games in the big leagues. This is only his 2nd career start at third base. It's something that Dusty Baker asked him if he was comfortable doing in spring training, and Stephen said, yeah, it's fine with me. He got a lot of reps there this spring, he told me today. He said the biggest difference is going to be learning angles and depths to be at. That's something new at third base. He said obviously the reaction time is different, but he did get a good bit of time there in spring, appeared in 5 games at the hot corner, including 4 starts. So got a chance to get his feet wet at the hot corner.
Yeah, and he's a good athlete. He can play anywhere. Good arm, good accurate arm. And that's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Adonis Garcia, and the bat comes flying out of his hands as it appeared he took one somewhere on the left arm or the hand.
Sinker got away from Tanner Roark. Where'd it get him? Right in the forearm. Below the elbow.
Kelly Johnson, longtime Brave at the start of his career. Stops in Arizona and Toronto. Tampa Bay. The Yankees and Boston. Last year he started with Atlanta, 62 games. Went to the Mets with Juan Uribe, and then came back this year. 275 for the Braves, 250 for the Mets last year. 1-0 pitch. Kelly Johnson 0 for 1 career against Roark. 34 years of age. Tanner goes with a breaking ball, misses low.
Yeah, first start for Tanner, a weird one. I mean, we didn't know if he was going to come back from the hour-and-a-half-plus rain delay. Threw in the cage, was trying to stay loose. Mike Maddox monitoring him. Dusty Baker asked him, is he okay? So they sent him back out. When he came back out after the delay, much better.
Runner on the move, and Kelly Johnson pops it to left for Worth. Garcia, no problem spotting the baseball. He's back to first. 3 fly ball out so far, all of them to Jason Worth. And with the 2016 flex plan, the choice of games here at Nationals Park is all yours. Pick your 4 games starting at just $80. And then we'll throw in a free Nationals grill item. Visit nationals.com/flex. Check out your flex plan right now. A.J. Pierzynski, and here's what FP was alluding to earlier. 6 for 7 career against Roark. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. So he gets a first pitch breaking ball. Tyler Flowers, right-handed hitting catcher, got the call against Gio last night. Pierzynski Monday night batted 5th, 1 for 4 with a 2-run double.
Yeah, every time Tanner Roark pitches, you're on that front hip sinker alert to lefties. If he starts running that thing back and throwing it right at him with 2 strikes, you know it's going to be a good night for Tanner. And that's just a field pitch. When he has that, he's not an easy at bat.
Nats in a shift. Drew pretty comfortable where he is over on that left side, closest to his natural position. Danny Espinosa, right field side of the bag.
And really trying to establish a fastball first time around. First inning for Roark. 15 of his 16 pitches were fastballs.
Let me ask you a quick question. Is Murphy playing shallower because there's a double play possibility?
Yes.
2-1 pitch. Little tapper. Roark looking to Espinosa. Danny just took a little while to turn it. Garcia all over him. But Tanner Roark gets the lead runner on a 1-6 fielder's choice.
You know, even though Pierzynski doesn't run well, if Murphy's back a little bit further and gets more range, you're not going to turn it. But Tanner Roark, one of the better fielding pitchers in the league, does a nice job of getting rid of that quick and almost giving Danny Espinosa a chance to double up AJ. To throw a little bit low, and Espinosa does a nice job of hanging in there.
I tell you.
And turn it out. I don't know that you hang in there that long with the old rules.
Yeah. Some kind of arm out there.
You get crushed reaching back for a ball like that.
Ibar laying one down. That's a base hit. He's been struggling. He's been hitting at the top of the order. They dropped him down to 7. So he comes in 5 for 29 and drops down a single here with 2 outs. Number 8 hitter Jace Peterson. And the Braves are waiting for him to get going. Jace Peterson in this series 1 for 5.
Braves off to the worst start since the 1988 Braves, who started 0-10. That Braves team that started 0-10 finished 54-106. The 1988 Atlanta Braves. That's right before the whole thing turned around. Bobby Cox, I was talking to him on opening day. He was a general manager back in those days, and they started trading all their veteran guys for young players, and they were waiting for the young players to come through the system. They finally did in the early 90s, and the rest was history with the 14 pennants in a row, the 14 National League East championships in a row. And I think they're trying to do a similar thing right now. trading a lot of their players away, stocking up their minor league system, which was the worst or one of the worst in baseballs last year. Now is one of the best in all of baseballs. So,
well, they're going to get into a new ballpark last year. They added John Hart to their staff, great baseball man who built the mid-90s Indians, who were so successful. Here's Matt Whistler, 1 for 3 with the bat this year. 5 for 32 in his career with 1 RBI. And a bouncer, Danny Espinosa on the charge. Nice big hop for him. Tanner Roark giving up some base runners, but out of the inning. Daniel Murphy tied for first in the league with 5 multi-hit games already.
April 22nd, 7:05 start. Saturday, April 23rd, 1:05 start. Sunday, April 21st, 4th, 1:35 start. It's the first 3-game weekend series of the year. Pups in the Park Saturday game. Kids opening day Sunday game. Visit Nationals.com for tickets. Do we have pups in the booth?
That is not my pay grade right there to answer that one. I'll let you know when I find out.
I'll leave his name on the security list. We can get him in.
Daniel Murphy at 600. He and Dexter Fowler have been jockeying for the last couple of days. Kristen Yelich on base a lot for the Fish. Gregory Polanco behind that 2-week St. Louis sensation, Hazel Baker. So Daniel's doing it all. Highest, ironically, on-base percentage in the American League. Former Brave Yankee catcher Brian McCann at .591.
He can hit.
So it's Murphy, Worth, and Ramos, bottom of the second. Murphy in this series, 4 for 7, a homer, 2 RBIs. 3 for 6 career against Matt Whistler.
I'm telling you, when you spend your whole career with one organization and you go to your second team, it can be strange for a player. There's that tendency to try to press and show how good you are to your new teammates, your new coaches. You kind of feel like fish out of water. I've seen it happen a million times. Definitely hasn't been the case with Daniel Murphy.
Mark Lerner told me today that Murphy really wanted to come here and be a part of this ball club. In fact, it was asked if Murphy could talk to Mark directly before the deal was done. They had a very nice phone conversation, and Mark Lerner ended up telling Murphy, even though you were with those other guys, you've always been one of my favorite players. I enjoy watching you at the ballpark. And it did not take long to get that deal done. There's Mark all bundled up over on your left.
And Daniel said, well, how favorite of a player was I?
Yeah, how much do you like me?
How much do you really like me?
Well, I got the impression that he could have gone somewhere and maybe made a little more money, but he's here, and that's all that matters. And I think the Mets miss him. 2-1 ripped, and that's behind Davey Lopes. A double, a triple, 2 home runs, a stolen base, 5 walks.
He's just on top of the plate. I mean, MLB Network, Mark DeRosa did a real nice breakdown this morning showing Murphy a couple years ago and how far he was standing off the plate to how close he is to the plate. And we've been talking about it all season long, how he's just on top of the plate looking to drive the ball now. And you used to try to pitch him in, and you can see right there by that foul ball, you can't get in there anymore. He's looking to do damage. He's on top of the plate, hanging over the plate, daring you to come inside. And he can cover the outside pitch way better than he could before. So where do you pitch him now? He's more of a, he used to be a pest. Now he's a presence. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. And a 3-2. Murphy bouncer right side, Jace Peterson. And that's 4 straight for Matt Wisler, all on ground balls. He only threw 8 pitches, 5 strikes in the first inning.
Well, Whistler's problem last year was getting lefties out. You know, he's never really had a problem with righties. And Tom Glavine was talking on the Braves broadcast last year about helping him with his changeup. Whistler went to Glavine. They actually worked together, discussed the changeup, and it's a pitch that he's implemented more to lefties this year after working on it with Tom Glavine.
One of the best ever.
Glavine just told him, throw it with confidence, have full conviction when you throw it.
Took a while for Jason to dig in at the very back of that batter's box. His back foot basically obliterates the line back there. Took a high fastball. 1 for 5, 2 walks in the series. That heater is in there. Jason 1 for 6 career against Matt Wisler.
Back line highly overrated.
1-1 pitch. Wisler part of that deal, coming to the Braves with Cameron Maybin, Carlos Quentin, and some other guys in the Craig Kimbrell, Melvin Upton deal on April 5th of last year. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that dives into the dirt. 5 in a row for Whistler.
And I don't know about you, but he looks like he's filled out to me since we saw him last year. I feel like he was uniform kind of hanging off him when we saw him last year, and now he looks a little bit more put together.
Listed at 6'3", 205. Here's 6 foot 230 Wilson Ramos. 4 for 4 night with a couple of RBIs here on Monday. Whistler starts him with a get-ahead breaking ball. He's dealing. Wilson 2 for 9 career with an RBI against him. Nats haven't had a whole lot of early offense except for some first innings against the Marlins. Washington 12th in the league in runs in the early going, but they're giving up as few runs as anybody. Second best ERA to the Cubs. The pitching, the starters, the bullpen, very good in the early 6 games of the season. Ramos, by the way, hitting .421 against right-handers. Pretty good take.
Mr. got a good tempo going. He's getting it and going.
Hard hit left side, diving stop, Adonis Garcia, and Wilson Ramos will rumble to first with the Nationals' first of the evening.
Well, you don't think of infield singles when you think of Wilson Ramos. Pretty good effort by Garcia. That ball shot on him. Did you see that last hop kind of take off? And then you're wondering if Eric Ibar has a chance on the ricochet. Good effort by Garcia. just off the end of his glove. Wilson Ramos with an infield single, and there goes a no-hitter.
That'll bring in Clint Robinson here. And to the right side, they were in the shift, so Peterson went to his right to get that one. And the Nats are gone in the bottom of the second. Each team has one base hit, no score. Modeling the Nats' new cold weather gear. No way that fan's getting turned on tonight behind him. We're going to the top of the third.
No shot.
So at home against the Braves, the Nats have won 12 in a row, batting nearly .330. Very good with runners in scoring position. On base percentage just under .400. A lot of extra base hits. 6.5 runs a game.
I'm talking to Dusty around the cage today, and he said the reason he was so fired up last night is he felt bad. He put on a wrong sign to Bob Henley when Jason Worth was hitting and Daniel Murphy was on first base. He didn't mean to put on the hit and run. His quote after the game, hilarious. He said, "I touched the wrong part of my body." And Bob Henley thought he put the hit and run on, so he gave it to Jason Worth, and he felt bad about it. So he was kind of wearing it for a few innings, and then he was very relieved when Bryce Harper hit the double and they went ahead. And I said, "Don't change a thing, Bake. We love the emotion." And so does everybody in D.C.
Espinosa, next inning. Right now, a speedy leadoff man in this inning for the Braves, Malik Smith. 1 for 8 in the series with a base on balls.
He also said he was going to get a call from his mother.
Yeah.
Right after the game.
Pretty good jammage right there. Fly ball's going to carry to Jason Worth, who's been busy in left field. 1 out. Top of the third. Markakis and Freeman now the next two.
It's the most popular man in town right now. Well, one of them. A few guys on skates, it might be a hair more popular at the moment.
Tanner trying to drop one to the outside corner, just missed. Nick Markakis on a 2-0 and an easy take there. Nick is 2 for 8 against the Nats with a couple of RBIs and a walk. Still leads the league with 6 doubles. And that one missed. Hate to walk anybody and get on the stretch with Freddie Freeman coming up. Second Tanner Roark walk. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. It's brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you. Checking in on Lucas Giolito. He's my early favorite to appear on this particular promotion the most this year. And at some point, no longer a minor leaguer.
Yeah, 4 scoreless last night in his season debut. 40-degree weather.
Yeah.
Did a nice job. Kind of bringing him along slowly. It was 40 degrees cold.
Freddie Freeman fly ball to Worth first time up. Shift is on. Nine for 23 career against Tanner Roark. 5 strikeouts, 7. Just 5 strikeouts. Not that many walks. He's been passed 3 times in this series. And a 1-1 pitch. Drives it the other way. Jason Worth actually in to his right. 2 down. And Freddie Freeman is 0 for 7 against the Nats in just over 2 games in this series. Fifth put out now for Jason Worth. 2 in this inning. And Adonis Garcia is next. Hit by a pitch first time up. Braves glad to see he's okay. They don't need anybody else knocked out of the lineup. Ender Inciarte. Hamstring pulled after 3 games. Hector Olivera suspended for at least a week. Administrative leave is what they're actually calling it. And that's dictated by the Major League office in New York. So he's on the restricted list. Braves did get to call up a player, Daniel Castro. Their statement today was, quote, "We are extremely disappointed and troubled to learn of the allegations involving Hector Olivera, alleged assault in Arlington in the wee hours last night. They're gathering information. Will address it appropriately as the Braves determine the facts in the case." And Major League Baseball placed him on administrative leave effective immediately. Runner at first, 2 outs. Ramos sets up away. He goes with the slider down and away.
He fouled that off.
That was a foul tip that hit the ground before Wilson Ramos got it.
I heard 2 sounds. Maybe we could listen for it. It's hard to see. Here's a listen. And what does it show? Yeah, just a little redirect right there. You see it off the very end of his bat into the dirt. New life. Ooh, that breeze is cold. My jacket's going on now.
Yeah, it's coming in up here. He drives it the other way. Bryce Harper right there. Bryce grabs it. Tanner Roark living in the air on a hard-to-hit night at Nationals Park again.
third inning, twilight here at Nats Park. Our Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers, they're donating $250 to Children's National Health System for every home run a Nats player hits this season. So keep them coming. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Danny Espinosa, Tanner Roark, Michael A. Taylor, bottom of the third. RBI 0 for 6 in the series, 2 for 4 career with a walk against Matt Wisler, who's never beaten the Nats on the road.
And looks strong so far in this game.
He has 24 pitches, 16 strikes.
He's erasing some bad memories at Nats Park where he's 0-2 with a 12.91 ERA.
Ouch.
Got a real good curveball. I mean, it says he only throws it 6% of the time, but he is throwing it for strikes early and really throwing it a lot harder with 2 strikes and broke it out of the zone.
Oh, 1. This one high in the air to the left side. Danny hoping the wind will push it out, but it won't. And Garcia is there to grab it.
Might have been a time when Garcia lost that. I thought he put both hands out to the side like I can't see that baseball, but it came out of the twilight and he made the play. Here's the end of it, but as he was running over there, he put both hands out to his side like I don't know where it is.
Tanner Roark had a sacrifice bunt in his first start. He's a 162 career hitter with 1 career RBI. 0 for 2 against Wisler. Pretty well hit out to center. Malik Smith right in his own tracks for the second out. Next 5 ball games, only 1 left on the homestand after this. We hope it's Stephen Strasburg and Julio Teheran tomorrow. 4 o'clock game. Hope for Strasburg, hope for Shadows at 4:05. On to Philadelphia for 3. WUSA 9 with us for the Sunday day game. And then on to play the Miami Marlins. It's a 4-game series.
We're going to be severely sunburned when we come back.
I just want to be warm. Nats will play the Twins and the Phillies on the next homestand. 3 each. Taylor bouncing ball to short first time. And we've seen a few check swings against Wisler here, mixing things up well.
Slider, curve have been great. Fastball, command, and keeping it down.
Overmatching Michael A. Taylor with breaking stuff. That's his second strikeout, and he has pitched 3 shutout, 1-hit innings. Baseball, brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Tonight, beautiful sunset. And Gio Gonzalez last night. What a debut. No runs on 3 hits, 6 innings. Walked 1 batter, struck out 4. 95 pitches, 61 strikes.
Focused with lots of energy are the 2 terms that come to my mind when you talk about last night. And I mean, he showed what he was all about in the first inning when he covered first a few times, sprinting over there. Got a base hit, got a bunt down. On top of his game all the way around. Went first to third. He was fired up.
Yeah, and I think that's a great word. The focus you talk about. It's as locked in mentally as we have ever seen him. Chopper right side. Kelly Johnson. He can run. Close at first. Out call by Lance Berry.
It's a tricky little play.
Robinson to Roark. Tanner himself only 1 hit through 3.
It's a tricky play because of the proximity of Roark when Clint Robinson gets it. So it's just a soft little underhand scoop, and it's tough to pick those up sometimes because guys throw it right out of their jersey. And you don't have a lot of time to react if it's not a perfect throw. But we talked about what a great athlete Tanner Roark is. So they made it look easy. It wasn't that easy.
Here's A.J. Pierzynski. Hit into a 1-6 fielder's choice first time. Shift is on. And with nobody aboard, Daniel Murphy can play deeper into right field now on that shift. In fact, Danny Espinosa is on the grass up the middle as well. Check swing. Strike 1. 90 fastball and the hit speed 48. On that check swing.
Yeah.
I just happened to look up and notice that 48 miles an hour. Now we know how slow check swing foul balls are.
That was a 69-mile-an-hour foul ball. This could be fun.
It sounded like it broke something downstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to AJ. 1 for 5.
What's the speed limit on a foul ball?
Fair ball. Clint Robinson can do this one himself. 2 down. Look at A.J. Pierzynski showing some of those younger Braves on a 2-hopper to the first baseman, running as hard as he can down the first base line. Little things that don't go unnoticed. Here's Eric Aybar. Bunt base hit. Third base line first time. His first base hit of the series, now 1 for 9. .92, leaning the hitter back a bit. Aybar 3 for 4 career against Tanner after that bunt base hit. That's a strike.
Well, that's the pitch that I think is a key for every one of Tanner's starts. That front hip sinker, and that's a beauty right there. You see, arms up in the air, came back for a strike. Perfect pitch. Another one.
Pop up left side. Ball's going to hit the track, but nobody could get there against a left-handed batter.
Saw Tanner in his locker the other day. I said, what are we featuring with the beard? He said, I messed it up. And then I'm just going with this. I said, I like it. I like the new look.
Trying to paint under the hitter's hands. Ball 3.
There's a front hipper again. Starts it off the plate, runs it back. Pretty
Could have
close.
gone either way, couldn't it? 3-2 pitch. And that ball hit well out to right center. Harper and Taylor. Michael A. will get there right in front of the scoreboard. So Tanner Roark gets his second 1-2-3 inning of the night. Drew, Harper, and Murphy coming up. They're welcoming him for his 273rd birthday.
The birthday cake.
Wow, look at that cake. Isn't that delicious?
Good enough.
Now Herbert going to try to sneak out of there and win the race. But Tall Tom has other ideas. And Herbert Hoover will not go 4-0. The Nats go for tradition over the 3-0 record, FP, they have with Hoover Racing.
Yeah.
And Tall Tom gets the W. Brought to you by Geico. Whistler to Drew, bottom of the fourth, and it's up and away. Stephen Drew, ground ball to Freddie Freeman, first time. He's got some pop. We saw it in spring training.
Saw it in New York last year when the Nats played the Yankees. Hit one a mile.
Yeah.
Was it
Hit
last
17
year?
homers for the Yankees in 131 games.
Was it last year? It was last year, right?
Yes.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, played the East last year. 2-0. Been promoting the Twins coming into town. They're waiting to start against the White Sox. Also 0-7. Two-one pitch. Drew 114 career homers. Fastball up. He looked back at Bob Davidson. Sorry, I almost said Bach. There it goes. Right center. See you later. Stephen Drew right through the breeze. His first as a Nat. 1-0 Washington.
A lot like the one he hit against the Nats that we were just talking about last year as a New York Yankee. And that ball was hit a ton. It's going to take a lot to get one out of here tonight. And Stephen Drew got every bit of that one.
Yeah, career homer number 115. Career RBI number 487. The Nats' first homer this year hit by somebody not named Harper or Murphy. Kelly Johnson goes and grabs that one from Bryce. One out, bottom of the fourth.
Just another Dusty Baker hunch. Stephen Drew with a great at-bat last night, scored a run.
Put him in.
Dusty says, you know what, I like this swing. Let's put him in there tonight and give Anthony Rendon a night off, and it pays off with a home run to right center. 1-0 Nats. Nice catch.
By the way, that was the first hit of the game that was not an infield hit. And boy, wasn't it. Here's Murphy. 3-2 count first time, and a bouncing ball to second. He didn't like that call from Bob Davidson.
Bob's one of those guys you want on your side. If you get on his bad side, it could be a long night for you. I was trying to think of a politically correct way to say it, but there's no other way to say it. If you tick him off, you're in trouble.
You know, and nights like this are tough enough to hit, much less if the strike zone expands.
I mean, he's a nice guy. You just don't get him mad. To see the Mets handed out their National League Championship rings today. 750 players and employees got a ring. The only one that didn't get one, Mr. Met.
Oh, Mr. Met. They probably gave him a hula hoop.
He's upset. He said, this is a slap in the face.
Really? This is true, huh?
The guy in that costume said it's a slap in the face. I'll always be a Mets fan, but it just won't be the same.
Yeah,
It would have been a pretty big ring, though. Get those big, weird-looking hands. Hit speed 97 on the homer.
An indication of how big the ballpark's playing. Nick Markakis barely moved when he saw that fly ball, and then it just got out by a row or two above that 15-foot scoreboard. Jason Worth struck out on a breaking ball in the dirt first time. Well, yeah, Murphy's on base again. That ball hit a ton to center. See you later. Jason Worth, first of the year. 3-0 Washington.
Well, this is what veteran teams do. Whistler cruising through the lineup first time around. We've seen it from the Nats throughout the years. Second time around, making the adjustments.
He really crushed that ball.
He put a charge in that one.
Wow.
That's
number 199, by the way.
It's got to feel good.
Bryce has 99. Out of nowhere come home run balls on a breezy, cold night at the yard. Here's Wilson Ramos. First pitch slider, and he didn't like that call.
You can hear Dusty saying, come on, Bob. Did you hear that in the background?
That's one of the hardest balls we've ever seen Jason Worth hit. 1-1.
There's a home run club right there. Got to feel good for Jason Worth.
Well, now Stephen Drew really starting to feel part of the ball club. A couple of hits in this series. 1-2 to Wilson Ramos, who got the game's first hit for the Nats. A hard chopper off the glove of Garcia toward the shortstop hole 2 innings ago. Still one out here in the fourth. Ramos reaching out, pops one into short center, and Malik Smith catching it and jumping over Jace Peterson.
Let's go back to a little Worthquake. Jason Worth checking in with his first Tater of the year, going ambush on the first pitch, catching it out front. Look at the extension from the Nats left fielder, and a lot of backspin. Actually knocked the fan over. He hit it so hard. Great swing by Jason Worth. Good at bat by Daniel Murphy to set the table too.
Yeah. Here's Clint Robinson. What an athletic play by Mallex Smith there a moment ago. 104. That's impressive.
A little too fast.
And this one flared to right. That's going to be grabbed by Jace Peterson. Nats swinging the bats. First of all, Stephen Drew leading off. 1 for 4 is the net coming in. Ground ball earlier. This one over the scoreboard. And then Jason Worth pounding one to left center. About 5 or 6 rows up into the red seats. Left side of the defense having fun in that inning. Peterson, Whistler, Smith, 8, 9, and 1 for the Braves. Top of the 5th. Tanner Roark, by the way, he's now gone as long as he did in his first start, and he's done it on 39 fewer pitches. And then Peterson jumping all over the first one. Worth shaded over that way, holding him to a single. Atlanta with its second base hit.
Swing by Jace Peterson.
Whistler a chance to sacrifice here. Drew already in on the grass at third. 5 career sacrifice bunts. Lays it down pretty well. Clint Robinson to Murphy. 3-4 sacrifice good. Top of the order for Mallex Smith and Nick Markakis. Things happening quickly in this one on a cool evening. Well into the 8 o'clock hour. Game started right on time, 7:05. Drew, Worth homers. Roark pitching well, 3-0 Nats. Tanner finally able to drop in that backdoor breaking ball. Smith called up Monday before the game here. Wenender Inciarte went on the DL with a left hamstring pull. Then he goes up and in, counts even. He's got that area above his eye bandaged tonight. Took some stitches on Monday.
Yeah, right there. You can see the stitches. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can you? Is that stitches?
Right in the eye. Some of them in the eyebrows, some of them on the bare skin there. Head first into second. Helmet came right up and got him.
Nothing like stitches in your living room. Can we push it a little tighter? I like this guy. I think if you're Freddie Gonzalez, you have to be happy what you've seen with him so far. He's added some enthusiasm to the top of that lineup, if anything.
295 in 4 minor league seasons and 226 stolen bases, including 98 2 years ago. He's just got to learn how to hit the ball on the ground at the big league level and then move it around the field and take off. Play at third. That's not good base running by Jace Peterson on a 6-5 with a sharply hit ball in front of him.
And when you're 0-7, you're obviously doing things like this. Jace Peterson a little over anxious right there, and the rule of thumb is if it's hit to your left, you advance. If it's hit to your right, you go back to second base. So that's something that can't happen at the major league level, especially down by 3 and your team's 0-7.
Yeah, and you got your best hitter coming up, and you've just taken a runner out of scoring position. Here's Nick Markakis. He's lined out to left and walked. Runner goes. Ramos squares up late, and Mallex Smith has his first big league steal.
And he kept his helmet on. If you missed it, that's how he got the stitches. He was trying to steal second base. The helmet came off, popped him in the eye. Look at the long strides by Smith. Stole that bag easily. And trying to pick up Jace Peterson and get into second base on the first pitch.
Yeah, so they do get a runner to second. Two 2-0 to Nick Markakis with Freddie Freeman lurking on top of the 5th. Markakis 6 RBIs so far. Three-0 game. Tanner trying to keep it that way, but dealing with a couple of dangerous left-handers here if he doesn't end the inning. And he doesn't come close against Markakis. Freddie Freeman represents the tying run. Markakis twice tonight, and now Tanner Roark, 3rd walk.
Danny trying to give Tanner Roark a little breather. Slow him down a little bit. He's cruising at breakneck speed right now. Maybe the tempo a little too fast right there to Nick Markakis.
It's a good-looking pitch. Didn't get the call. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Inside fastball, runs back a little bit. Pitch track liked it.
But he does get the call on the other side.
Sure.
So you look at pitch track and it's 1-1.
Exactly.
That ball right through Ramos. Play at third. Safe. That ball ricocheted right off the limestone and came back to Wilson Ramos, and Mallex Smith had to be full speed into that bag.
Well,
Both runners move up.
Mallex Smith too young to realize that a lot of major leaguers would have cruised into third right here, but he saw it bounce back right to Wilson Ramos, and there's his helmet again coming off. He's lucky it didn't get him again. Pretty close at third base anyhow. Good play by Wilson Ramos. that close.
Wow. Yeah, he was safe. Good call by Dan Isanya, who made the call very quickly. 2-1 to Freeman. Another foul ball peppered off to the left side in this Roark Freeman matchup. Markakis at second now. Got him looking with a high fastball. Freddie Freeman in this series 0 for 8. And with 2 runners in scoring position, didn't take the bat off his shoulder. What a run back heater.
Nothing as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Yoga in the outfield returns in 2016 following the Nationals Marlins game on Sunday, May 15th. It's not a stretch to say this is the biggest and best yoga in the outfield ever. Visit nationals.com/yoga for all your yoga details. Those 2 girls have been stuck together for a long time.
Looking good in the outfield. Espinosa, Roark, Taylor, bottom of the 5th. Until the Nats went deep twice in the 4th, Drew and Worth. They had hit 2 home runs in 36 innings in their ballpark. Espinosa skies one to center, just got under it too much. But they are really seeing Matt Whistler well the second time around.
Well, they figured something out. I mean, he was cruising first time through the order. Real sharp, keeping him off balance. Curveball slider combination was good off the fastball early in the count for a strike. But second time through, they have definitely picked something up on Matt Whistler.
Tanner Roark, fly ball to center first time.
It could be as simple as he's fallen into patterns. It could be you're picking up release point better second time around. He could be tipping a pitch or 2. You never know. But whatever it is, they're definitely seeing him better.
Gio and Joe Ross, the 2 Nat pitchers with hits this year. And Roark's going to get a pretty good swing right there. Smith, 2 outs.
Word of the day today is uniform. Text it to 29292 for a chance to win a meet and greet with Max Scherzer. That's uniform to 29292. That's brought to you by Care First. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Fearless. Wait, no, uniform. My bad. He's fearless. That's why I said it. And he has
I'd like to have that staring at you from 60 feet. Michael A. Taylor. Ground ball to short, swinging strikeout. Got a fastball. Left side. Garcia plays it well. The Nats go 1-2-3 in the 5th. So it's back to Tanner Roark, who's having a fine night in a 3-0 game.
Jason Worth as we head to the top of the 6th. Let's go over a pitch sequence here between Tanner Roark and Freddie Freeman. So first pitch was a ball that was a strike. Second pitch was a strike that was a ball. And then watch this pitch, the payoff pitch. The front hip sinker was beautiful from Tanner Roark to Freddie Freeman.
Back live, Garcia, a bullet right at Daniel Murphy. 6th inning underway.
You know, there's a saying in the dugout, guys will scream out, hey, make a pitch right here. And that's exactly what Tanner Roark did to Freddie Freeman. You know, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, 1 swing away from being a 3-2 game, maybe even a 3-3 game with his power.
Yeah.
And he front hipped him, and that was the best one of the day from Tanner Roark. And he's got that front. He's got the feel for it. There's another one right there.
2 hits through 5 1/3. 3 walks. He's pitched around those. A hit batter. He pitched around that. Braves stranded 3 in the 2nd. Kelly Johnson 0 for 2. Fly ball to left. Ground ball to first. And he pulls a string right there. Great changeup.
You'd think he'd go back to that sinker right now on the inside half. And it's a tough pitch for a lefty to even think about hitting, and if you do, it's going to be foul or a grounder to first.
Payoff pitch with 1 out.
Pretty consistent.
Right in there with a heater. Some of these lefties just can't pull the trigger. 3 Ks on the night. Nissan will track.
You know, watching him for 3 years now, this is when he's at his best. Another front hip sinker. This one started off the plate to Kelly Johnson. His eyes are telling him it's a ball right here. Watch the first 5 feet. That's in. That's off the plate. And look at it run back.
Beautiful.
And just catch the inside corner. Maybe the Mike Maddox having a Greg Maddox effect on Tanner Roark. Because that's the pitch that Greg Maddox used to live off of.
Yeah, and our old buddy Livan Hernandez in this ballpark. About 10 miles an hour slower, maybe. I don't know, maybe 8 miles an hour slower. That ball hammered up the middle. A.J. Pierzynski, second hit of the series. Nats had the shift on, didn't matter. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, is next. Braves box, that's only their third hit. Bunt by Ibar. Back in the second, they loaded the bags with 2 outs, but Whistler hit a ground ball. Base hit by Jace Peterson in the fifth, went to third, thrown out on a base running mistake. And now A.J. Pierzynski, and that's it. But the big story, that number 3 hole, Freddie Freeman, 2 fly balls to left and a taken third strike. You stop him, you've got a great chance to beat the Braves, no matter what their situation is.
And then just to keep you honest, he drops the slider on the inner half at 85.
Yeah, kind of throwing it on that same line as the swing back. And then all of a sudden that thing's in on your hands. He's pitching tonight. Ramos goes inside. And then Tanner loses one straight up, 1-2. Down and in, unhittable. Tanner Roark, he has struck out 3 of his last 5 hitters and leads by 3.
Delivering life's most important connections, and we're going to show you a few connections, one by Stephen Drew and one by Jason Worth. Stephen Drew gets a fastball right down the middle. Look at that, kind of upper half of the strike zone, gets on top of it, great extension, rolls the wrist, tons of backspin. And then similar location for Jason Worth, first pitch hunting, convinced the fastball was coming, and that was a low laser out of here. Wow. 104 in the hit speed for Worth, 97 for Drew.
And Jason checking in with his second and third RBIs. Due up fourth here in the 6th. It'll be Drew, Harper, and Murphy. Pretty big power zone. Up in the zone, caught the edge away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Closer than the first one. Nats box. Before the barrage, just a base hit by Wilson Ramos in the second infield hit before Drew and Worth homered. The Nats have really made great use of their hits this year.
You know, another thing I like about Dusty putting Stephen Drew in there today, he didn't throw him in the 8th slot or the 7th. I threw him right in the 2nd slot in the order. That gives you confidence as a bench player. When your manager puts your name in the card and he puts you up in the top of the order right in front of Bryce Harper, that makes you feel good about yourself.
Took a little bit off and dropped 81 in there. 2nd strikeout of the night for Matt. Actually 3rd for Matt Wisler. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep. So lowest percentage of runs via the homer. Coming in, the Nats only 22%.
That's the case every April for this ball club. This park plays like the Grand Canyon early. Give me that stat in June and July after it's 106 degrees every day.
Yeah. Well, the Nats were like that last year. A lot of home runs, a lot of runs. Not always consistent night to night. Last year, the Nats were 3rd behind Colorado and Arizona in runs scored. And they were 3rd behind the Rockies and the Dodgers in home runs. But they weren't running the bases like they are now. 2-0 to Bryce, who has gone 0 for 2 tonight. Looked like he had a bunt base hit in the first inning, but Wisler ran over to the 3rd base line, threw him out, and a fly ball to left after the Drew home run 2 innings ago. Look out here, 2-0. Taking and another wide strikeout there.
I thought it was great last night that when Dan interviewed him after the game, he said, because of the Braves shift, I was trying to go that way. I was trying to hit a ground ball to shortstop.
Yeah, we remarked that'd be 2 runs if he could do it. And he flared that line drive down the left field line. Jeff Francoeur had the ball short hop him, hit his glove, got away. And Bob Henley able to wave 2 runners home. Seeing some more offerings this time. Close as Wisler tried to bring that back from the outside part. Here's the whole AB from Mercedes-Benz. You'd look at that and wouldn't think the count's 3-2. Harper swinging a foul tip. 2 down. Wisler starting to strike guys out like Tanner Roark is. That's his 4th. With more on the story of Daniel Murphy, here's the other Dan.
Bob, you mentioned earlier that the Mets might be missing Daniel Murphy's hot bat. Well, how's this for a stat for you? Daniel Murphy has 2 home runs this season. The Mets as an entire team have 2 home runs this season, last in the major leagues. He keeps swinging it while they're not.
He's swinging it there, and they were pinching him to that side of the infield. And Murphy has a base hit. Shift him, play him wherever you want to. He's going to find a place for his hits.
Well, most important thing about that is Dan's back to even on his reports. Daniel Murphy with a base hit in the middle of a Mass and Dan report. The other one didn't go so good. That one went good. You're back, Dan. Had a baby. Way to go.
Yeah, we knew it was a guaranteed strikeout for Bryce.
See, I didn't even mention it, but you did.
I know, but we kid because we care.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 3 of us, we win as a team, we lose as a team.
The fans should hear how we kid off the air. I mean, you can't get away with anything in this crew.
You know, but we've always told Dan, FP, you and I, since he came aboard, we're with him, win or tie.
Yep.
Runner at first, 2 outs for Jason Worth. Home run number 199 2 innings ago, and was it crushed?
You hit a
First pitch slider.
Yeah, you hit a first pitch fastball for a homer. You can almost bet on off speed next time. But I think that homer a direct reflection of the last 2 games for Jason.
Target in. Better get that heater in there. They did.
I always say when he's walking, he's hitting. 2 games ago, he walked twice. He saw a lot of pitches last night. Got a base hit last night. Hit that ball hard past shortstop for a single in the 5th. And then tonight, a home run. So it's a process with him. We've seen it for 6 years now. The more pitches he sees, the better hitter he is. Game 4, perfect example.
We've made a lot of the schedule and the days off, the rain out. But from the hitter standpoint, FP, and I know it's cool, it's tough to hit, but now there's a game every day for the first time in a couple of weeks. And some of these guys can get locked in.
Get into a rhythm, especially with the game times. That I think is an underlooked aspect of the season. You just love to get to those 7:05s, Carp. I mean, you hate. It's a 1:05, 4:05, day off, 1:05, 7:05, and you're just all over the place. And that's after spring training to getting up at 7 in the morning for a month and a half. You finally get to the 7:05, 7:05, 7:05. You get into a routine. You get into your baseball clock, your body clock.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Murphy a short lead. And Jason starting to drive the ball, even on fouls. Whistler, by the way, due to bat second in the 7th. Pitch count not that high at 73, but he's 3 runs behind. And they have a full bench. A fan asked me if they're allowed to call up a player when a situation like Hector Olivares comes up, and the answer is yes. They called up young infielder Daniel Castro today. So they have their full complement of 5 guys on the bench. Worth drives another one. It's going to tail back to Nick Markakis. But Jason Worth is starting to really get locked and loaded. Nat Strand only their second runner. 3-0 into the 7th. That dugout's been a happy place this week. The Nats are off to their best start ever at 5-1. Top of the 7th, Roark to Peterson. A pinch hitter about to appear, and that's strike one. Chase Peterson, a walk and a base hit to left. Part of that Justin Upton trade with San Diego. That was in November of 14. Chris Withrow. Tanner Roark threw 6, 89 pitches, 53 strikes, and Gordon Beckham next. In the air to left. Espinosa chasing it. Worth is there. Jason moving in well. Busy night in left field.
Come out to Nats Park Tuesday, April 26th, 7:05 start against the Phils. First 20,000 fans in attendance. You receive a Teddy Plush window clink. Visit Nationals.com to purchase your tickets today.
What a night for Tanner Roark. Gordon Beckham faces him for the first time. Beckham in the series collecting a couple of hits. He's 2 for 4 with the base on balls. 29-year-old infielder from Atlanta originally. Played at the University of Georgia in the SEC for 3 years and hit 28 home runs his junior season. 53 for his career down there. Braves signed him as a free agent December 9th.
I just looked at my scorecard. I put Tanner Roark as the pitcher for the Braves. I might have to do that next time he pitches too, because it's working.
Inside out swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, if it works, I'll do it every Tanner Roark start.
So that means I can say same scorecards, everyone.
Yeah, he's pitching on both teams on my scorecard, and I'm leaving it.
Well, put Strasburg down for both teams tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fine with me. Beckham starting to come alive with the bat.
Bryce wanted to throw him out at first.
Yeah, he was charging hard. Pinch hitter pays off. Whistler done for the night. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Nats will be into the Braves bullpen, and here is Mallex Smith, 0 for 3, but he has stolen his first big league base. Oliver Perez was in the game last night. Only threw 13 pitches. Mallex Smith up there swinging. Ramos almost making a blind catch off the backstop.
No, he got LASIK surgery. He can see now.
He can see in the back of his head.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. Keeping that breaking ball down.
I think if Markakis represents a tie and run, we'll see what Dusty Baker does. He's got his lefty ready. If he gets Smith out, does Dusty Baker go to the lefty, or does he let Tanner Roark go?
Pitch number 100's coming.
Pitch number 100 coming. Consistent.
Through 99 in 4 innings last time out. Back to the pitcher, to the shortstop, to first base. It's a 1-6-3, and that's about the only way you double up Mallex Smith.
But Tanner Roark started that. I mean, he got rid of this so quick. A low feed to Espinosa, but watch Roark get rid of it. Gives him a chance. Great turn. from Tanner Roark so far, and he's helped himself with the glove. Watch him get rid of this ball. Malik Smith can fly. He's already turned towards shortstop, and Danny Espinosa does a nice job with a low feed of getting something on the ball. So good job from Roark, better job from Espinosa. And the sidearm, strong arm from Danny Espinosa turns a double play. This will give you a real good look. Look out, Gordon Beckham. Got to get down when a guy drops down like that. And a pretty nifty 1-6-3 double play. Dusty Baker digging it. Good job. Hugs.
What about that?
Around. That might have been your done hug. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if anybody pops up in that bullpen or pops back up. 100 pitches, 60 strikes for Tanner Roark through 7.
Chance to do something special tonight. We'll see if the skipper lets him go.
1 career complete game for Tanner. It was a shutout. #17 time in his career as a starter. He's gone 7 or more. Wilson Ramos, bottom of the 7th, 1 for 2. Off to a good start with the bat. He's 9 for 23, 3 RBIs. The left side, Adonis Garcia. Next up, Clint Robinson. The Potomac Nationals. It's tomorrow, opening day at the Fitz down at Woodbridge, and then games running through the 20th. So the Peanuts are home for a week. Check out all the ticket and promotional fun at 703-590-2311 or on the web at PotomacNationals.com. I know you had a chance to do it last year. I had a chance to go to Potomac and speak at their Hot Stove League banquet this year. I mean, they are so fired up about our Nats and their Nats down there. Can't wait to get those guys going.
That was a great shot of Dusty Baker and Tanner Roark. It was almost like Tanner didn't know how to react with his manager giving him a hug.
Am I done? I mean, I don't still in.
I've ever had a manager hug me before.
There is bullpen action going on. Check Oliver Perez's backup. Oliver's the kind of guy who can probably get ready in about 10 or 12 tosses anyway, especially when he's been up once. And it would make sense with Markakis and Freeman leading off the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Well hit to the right side. Clint Robinson retired for the 3rd time tonight, and Danny Espinosa will bat against Withrow for the 2nd straight night. Withrow struck him out last night. I don't know about you, and I know that we are all about the defense. Tanner Roark is on deck. I am having a lot of fun watching our defense with this guy at shortstop.
Yeah.
Not that guy, but the one batting.
Yeah, I gave him a big-time jinx last night. I told him in batting practice yesterday, I really am enjoying watching you play shortstop. And he came up to me during batting practice today and said, "You're the reason I made that error last night. You know that." And I said, "I'll wear that. You're absolutely right."
So the way I'm seeing it, I'm the only one who hasn't imposed a jinx on anybody yet.
It's so early.
It is early.
Oh my gosh, you're going to win that one.
It is early.
Check back in October.
Yeah, I got a pretty good multi-year streak going on that.
You do. It's all right though. Like I told you earlier, you have nothing to do with what goes on down there. We like to think we do sometimes, but we don't.
Yeah, we've all been called worse thing than jinxes. Danny Espinosa looking for his first knock of this series. Matt Dendecker, by the way, does have a bat and a helmet and gloves on.
Well, this is where, as an 8th place hitter, you can go green light if you have a pinch hitter on deck. I don't know if Espinosa is comfortable swinging 3-0, but with the pitcher on deck, no. Take your walk, turn the lineup over. Pinch hitter, swing.
4-pitch walk. Tanner is being called back, and now the Nats will switch off. And Dusty's going to go righty-righty here with Chris Heisey.
He probably just wants to get him an at-bat, looking for a 5-0 lead. Or he just likes Heisey in there against the right-hander versus a left-hander in the bullpen. Check out the steals in a single season for the Nats since 2005.
Yeah, I think there are some marks that'll be going down like bowling pins this year. For the achiever in you, PNC Bank, taking us inside the numbers.
So there's one common denominator in 2006 and 2016, correct? That guy. He was on the staff in 2006.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
And of course, Alfonso Soriano stole 40 bases that year. Two and 0. Suddenly Withrow with 2 outs having a hard time closing things down here. So Tanner Roark goes 7 shutout innings on 4 hits. Struck out 4, walked 3. Hit a batter, threw a wild pitch, got a double play ball. 100 pitches, 60 strikes.
We thought he'd be way better tonight. 7 shutout innings. Tanner Roark got the feel for his front hip sinker. The changeup was good. Had a good slider to keep him honest. He was money all night long. Had that high stress inning when he struck out Freddie Freeman, but that was really the only trouble he got into. A couple base runners in the second, but then got Whistler or Roark on my scorecard to ground out to shortstop, and then get out of that jam in the 5th.
Heisey pops it up right side. They were in a shift to the left side, so that's Jace Peterson getting over there. And the Nats are done in the 7th. Oliver Perez on deck to pitch on a great night for Tanner Roark. By authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
See some Tanner Roark Ks. It started with Malik Smith in the top of the 1st, a fastball down. This was a big one. Freddie Freeman, runners on 2nd and 3rd. And there's another front hip sinker to Kelly Johnson and a nasty, nasty slider to Eric Ibar.
Oliver Perez on. body bump from his skipper there.
That was a not a hug. Didn't quite get to the G.
Fourth appearance for Perez. One pitch grounder. Murphy charges it, and that gave him a nice belt-high hop for the first out, 8th inning.
And those Ks were courtesy of Toyota Ks for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Oliver Perez and his repertoire. Got a strikeout, 2 walks last night. But the memorable Blake Treinen double play ball on Jeff Francoeur got the Nats out of the 8th inning. They would score 2 in the 8th to make Treinen a winner. And then Rivero came out. Felipe got his 3rd career save in that 2-1 win. There's Blake Treinen. 22 pitches last night, just 5 the night before. Jonathan Papelbon back in the picture tonight. He got the night off last evening. Sean Kelly is up. Lefty Freeman, then the right-hander Garcia. That ball staying way inside on Freddie Freeman. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez upset with himself, snapping the ball into the glove. Freddie Freeman, 3 for 4 career against him. That's a good-looking breaking ball, and Freddie Freeman is called out on strikes again, and he's 0 for 9 in this series. Nissan tracks.
See, this is a frisbee right here, kind of drop down slider, 79 miles an hour. Pitch track thought it was outside. Bob Davison thought it was a strike, and that's all that counts.
So Perez has struck out Freeman twice in this series. Now he gets to remain against the right-handed batter.
I enjoy watching Oliver Perez pitch. I like the mannerisms.
There's a lot going on there.
I like the different looks he gives you. I like how he comes set. That's just the traditional windup. Frisbee strike.
Yeah. Got that backdoor breaking ball going there. So it's Garcia with Francoeur on deck. Here in the top of the 8th. 3-0 Nats. Hits are even at 4. And he powders a heater in there. 1 and 2.
I like that delivery the best. Although the quick pitch is sneaky at times. I like the Louis T on Johnny Cueto thing. What do we got here? Whoa, the pause at the top.
He pauses.
He did, and it worked.
Did he go? Adios. That's it for the top of the 8th. Oliver Perez with a ground ball and 2 strikeouts. And this bullpen is on some kind of roll right now.
more outs to record to lock this one up. Now, we all remember how much the Nationals bullpen scuffled last year, but here's a note. They were actually 74-0 when they led after 8 innings. The problem with this Nationals team last year was getting to the 9th inning with that lead. They lost 13 games that they led entering the 7th. This year, with guys like Perez, Trinan, Rivero, Kelly doing a nice job in those 7th and 8th innings, the Nationals have been able to hold those leads. Dusty Baker's been really happy with how the back end of his bullpen has shaped up so far this season.
Yeah, good starting pitching, good bullpen work from Coons.com. Dan with our sideline report. Chris Withrow to Michael A. Taylor, bottom of the 8th. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting at Coons. .93 good-looking run on that fastball by Chris Withrow. To the outside edge. Jonathan Papelbon, 4 saves already. Busted his bat on a breaking ball away. Thrown out there by Jace Peterson. First out, bottom of the 8th. Follow the Nats all season live with the MLB.com @bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day live game video highlights and StatCast. Download it. The #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. MLB.com @bat. Brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. Proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Like that hat? I like that hat.
Yeah, and I like the home run jersey hanging there. Looks like Anthony Rendon's going to bat for Stephen Drew as the Braves go to their left-hander, Hunter Cervenka.
Yeah, fastball, slider, curveball from Cervenka. And Dusty Baker accomplishing a couple of things right now. He's getting a right-handed hitter up there and shoring up his defense a little bit with a 3-run lead, getting Rendon into the game.
Anthony Rendon off to a 7 for 26 start. 1 for 8 with a walk in this series. Another tough crowd here on a cold night. Watching some good baseball. Into the 9 o'clock hour. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. The Nats on top 3-0 and have 4 hits tonight. 2 of them homers by Drew and Worth. Breaking ball in there, 1-2. Well, big contributor, Stephen Drew tonight.
Last night, too.
Scored the Nats' first run after that hit. Rendon gets around early.
I mean, the bench has been good so far. Den Decker with a big hit in Atlanta. I thought Jose Lobaton did a nice job with Gio last night. Stephen Drew off the bench last night. His start today with the home run. Clint Robinson the other day filling in for Ryan Zimmerman at first, got the big hit to left field. So Dusty Baker's bench, he's been using it, and they've been doing well.
Yeah, right out of the chute. Rendon pops one up right side. Freddie Freeman takes charge for the foul ball. 2 outs.
And he's got a plan for Ryan Zimmerman. He's talking about how it's a marathon, and he wants to keep Ryan fresh all season long. And you know, he's going to probably play all 4 games in Miami, and you know, day off here, day off there. And these guys get it. They know that, hey, he's looking out for me for the long haul and not running me into the ground in April.
Yeah. And you hear some managers say that, yeah, we want to use our guys. And at the end of April, about 5 of them have 12 at bats. Right. Dusty's not going to let that happen. And they are contributing, as you noted.
Well, the only way they can contribute is if you use them. If you let them sit there for 2 weeks and tell them to go win you a game against a closer, it's not going to happen. And Dusty Baker knows that better than anybody. I'm in.
99 home runs, and evidently that's the one that's going to drop the C note on somebody.
He's going to lead the league in C notes before this whole thing's over. Someday soon.
0-2. Target away from Cervenka. Way out there. Over by the Braves dugout and well out of play. Swing and a miss. Bryce 0 for 4 tonight. His teammates have picked him up. And our freight rail works due up for the Braves in the 9th against Jonathan Papelbon. Kelly Johnson, A.J. Pierzynski, Eric Ibar. Papelbon trying to make it 5 out of 5. Position to go for the sweep tomorrow if they take care of business. Julio Teheran gave up homers to Bryce Harper in Atlanta and Daniel Murphy on opening day. Bryce pulled it, Murph went straight away. So he's got a 5.40 ERA. Steven Strasburg scheduled for the Nats. If he's not feeling well, we're told Yusmeiro Petit will get that call. Johnny and Ray 3:30. A late matinee on getaway day for the Nats. Right here on MASN.
He was feeling better today. He just didn't want to go out there and, if he didn't feel good, blow up the bullpen tonight. See Anthony Rendon go to third base. So Dusty Baker betting that Steven Strasburg is going to keep improving. Jonathan Papelbon on fastball slider split. Fastball's been averaging 90 this year.
Kelly Johnson against him. Johnson 0 for 3 tonight. Papelbon had a 20-pitch, 12-strike save here on Monday. And there were 3 line drives off him. That's a lot of pitches for a 1-2-3 inning. But he got the job done, and for a closer, that's all that matters. It's gone 2-0 here on Johnson. And he delivers, strike 1. Look at the split action there.
Yeah, nasty. Late movement. Had a little tilt to it, actually. Kind of broke in a little bit at the last second to Kelly Johnson. The head flies out way over the top.
2-2 pitch. Speaking of Johnny and Ray, as we did a moment ago, they're standing by in left field for the WB Mason Nets Extra postgame show. Who but WB Mason, Johnny Holiday, and Ray Knight. Two-two pitch. That ball laced into right, but Bryce right there. Nothing is going right for the Braves. Kelly Johnson now 0 for 9 career against Papelbon. That'll bring in A.J. Pierzynski, who's 1 for 6 against the Nats closer. On a pitch up, Pierzynski rams it out to right center. Michael A. Taylor over to cut it. So the Braves have had some good swings at Jonathan in this series. 5 hitters, 5 line drives. Next up, Eric Aybar.
Yeah, nice night for Pierzynski, turning 0 for 2 into a 2 for 4. Have the Nats been to Philadelphia with Jonathan Papelbon as their closer? I don't remember last year. Did they go back, and did he pitch for the Nats in Philly?
I mean,
I think
we were there in September, as we usually would be. 6-4-3, game over, and the Nats win the series by winning the first 3 games, and they'll be looking to sweep tomorrow. The bullpen is absolutely rock solid right now.
And handled perfectly by Dusty Baker. Jason Worth with a bomb. Stephen Drew with a home run. But I got to give the game ball to Tanner Roark. 7 shutout innings. He was fantastic tonight. And he didn't know, even though he was starting when he was driving to the ballpark. So good for Tanner Roark. A great bounce back start for him. Something he could definitely build on.
3-4-0 Nats, 0-5-0 Atlanta. Washington now, hey, the numbers keep on piling up. 6-1 for the first time ever are the Nats. More from a happy ballpark in a moment.